Hello on the Rockers. On today, we have the Hunks of Messy. Messy podcast, that is.
Hunks of Messy.
Messy.
Yes.
We have Mike Mulderrig from X on the Beach. Oh, and Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. Don't forget that. And YouTube. We also have satirical comedian Mac Cahey is here. And me, your favorite host with the sassy most. Raise a glass, let the drinks begin. It's On the Rocks.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Lord have mercy, buns and bows and pantyhose. On the Rocks podcast, a place where we're too glam to give a damn. We are shaking it all up today. It's On the Rocks meets Messy podcast. Cannot wait. Alrighty, before we get started, the coast of U.S., I am coming for you. I'm returning to my cabaret roots, singing and dancing. Well, just singing and drinking. For Unsung Midler, an irreverent evening of stories almost too hard to believe from my life, set to the great but lesser-known music, or performed less, music of Miss Bette Midler, the Divine Miss Sam. I know, so gay. I'll be at Oscars Palm Springs on February 3rd and at the Green Room 42 in New York City on March 18th, both at 7 p.m. Go to OscarsPalmSprings.com for Palm Springs or Green Room 42 for more info. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at On the Rocks On Air. No more Twitter. And Facebook, On the Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email. Book me for a pride, wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will show up. Info at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com. The show is presented by Straw Hat Media. You can watch and or listen to our now over 300 episodes at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com for free. You can watch us on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, on the Outed.tv app, Facebook Watch if you're still on Facebook, streaming with pride on SVTV and on Channel 31 on the East Coast. You lucky East Coast, you. All right, let's get the show on the road. Returning to On the Rocks is my actual friend of WeHo, Mike Mulderrig.
Did that all in one Do you understand? Do you understand?
It's not Diet Coke.
I try to read shit on our podcast, and my dyslexic ass can't. It takes cuts. It's insane. I'm very impressed. Look at you, a professional.
The vodka really helps. But you guys know Mike. You probably recognize Mike or his booty from MTV's X on the Beach, All-Star Shore, and Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. Oh, yeah. In addition to his time on reality TV, he's also a thriving YouTuber running his channel, Mike MGTV, as well as co-hosting the popular podcast Messy Pod, which this is the first collaboration today. Not one to shy away from the truth, he is here to share his reality of life. Please welcome back to the show, Mike Mulderrig.
I'm back.
That's a great
by popular demand. Honestly, that intro. Thank you so much.
A great intro.
Literally.
I'll charge you later.
And I'm just here.
No, also joining the show, Mike's co-host from the Messy Pod, Mac Cahey. AKA Mac does it on YouTube. What does he do? You have to find
Not much.
He's a flop. Don't even. You don't
I
need to know.
I'm canceled, right?
I'm the thriving YouTuber. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm not thriving at all. With
He's
2
thriving
million.
on OnlyFans. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Imagine.
Do you know, my friend has an OnlyFans where he just shows his feet, and do you know how much money he makes? He doesn't do anything sexual. He's not even naked. You don't even see him from the ankle. And it's feet. It's feet in a
It's just
cake.
feet? How
It's
much?
feet. And because he gets the private... He makes most of the money from the private videos. And I guess you can ask people to make a private video. And it's like, can you put your foot in a plant? Can you put your foot on the carpet? And I'm like, I've got 2 feet.
I used to play video games. I used to make $30,000 a month.
With your feet?
No,
I was
just
playing
video games with your feet?
No,
Yeah.
I was literally no nudity. I was just playing video games. MTV made me get rid of it because the stigma of having an OnlyFans. So I had to get rid of it.
Well, we're going to talk about that. We're actually going to take some segments from the Messy Pod today. But AKA Mac does it on YouTube. He's a satirical comedian. What is that? We are going to find out. Pretty much he talks BS for a living. Show me your ways, Obi-Wan. And he's won an award for it, by the way. Also a satirical commentator. What is that? Please welcome Mac McKay.
Hello.
Kay. I know your actual name is like long.
Yes.
Is this the LA version of the name?
The LA version. Yeah, because people can't say Makazeli Akokehi. So I just say Mac Cahey, you know. My name sounds like a gargle, so.
Well, we'll talk to some of your exes like Mac. That's how he got that name, by the way.
Happened, yeah.
It's like, well, That sounds good. Finish up. Now, are you from Southern California?
Yeah, born and raised in Los Angeles, actually.
You are a native.
Yes,
you are
a
a unicorn.
Yes, people say that to me all the time, even though there's millions of us.
He talks about it all the time.
All the time.
He hates when people complain about being in LA.
Yes.
It's like, you don't like it? Get out.
Literally, that's literally what I say.
Make some more room for me. Now, what do you love about being a native Angelino? What sets you apart from people that have lived here for like maybe 10 years?
I like to say I have a more chiller vibe, I guess. I don't come off like...
How dare you?
I dare. I say, yeah, I come off like, I feel like people come here to prove themselves. People come here because they have to work hard to live here.
Or to reimagine themselves.
Yeah, reimagine themselves, prove themselves. I can't reimagine myself, or my family member's going to walk up to me across the street and be like, what are you doing? So I say there's like a level of, I guess, like realness to me, and more of like a calm nonchalantness. I'm not like freaking out about like paying my rent because my dad lives down the street. If I run out of money, I'll just go move in with him, you know?
What's his address? I might have to do that in a minute. Now, what was your experience growing up as a queer boy in LA? Because we think of LA, we're like, oh, it's so diverse, it's so accepting. Mm-hmm. Well, that's West Hollywood. Yeah. Not all of LA is diverse. So what was that kind of experience?
I mean, all of Los Angeles is still pretty much a bubble. I wouldn't say I had like a hard time compared to other people. I just, you have the idiots here and there. People say some stuff, but it's been pretty easy. I never felt the need to come out. That's been my life.
Tell them how you did.
Oh, it was the day, I think it was 2013, the day gay marriage became legal around the entire country or in California.
Wow, you are dramatic.
I just posted on Facebook. It was like, oh, now I can get married. And people were like, oh, well, we knew.
Honey,
I know you knew.
I mean, it's like, well, they have years.
Yeah. I hate when people say that, though. It takes away from it. When people are like, oh, I knew. I'm like, shut up. Away from me.
I knew everyone knew. I wasn't on hide. My goal was just to walk into my family and be like, this is my boyfriend.
Yeah,
it's like, surprise.
But you don't think it invalidates it? Like, it's hard to come out.
That's a really good point. I've never, ever heard it from that point of view, but it kind of really does. It's like, you are strong, and it's about you. It's about you telling your story. I was interviewing somebody. They didn't say it's coming out. It's letting people in.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a great way to word that, but that's a really good point.
I don't think anybody should ever have to come out. I mean, I think, making the statement for yourself is great, but
in a perfect world.
Like, the problem is, I think everybody should just be assumed bisexual until proven otherwise.
Well, I think everybody is a little bisexual.
I mean, that's a little fluid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, but it's funny because when we're talking about reality TV, I remember when you first hit the screen, all of the headlines, is he or isn't he? And it's like, why is that? Why do we have such a fascination with seeing reality TV people naked, number one, and also knowing who they're going to sleep with? It's like, you're never going to have a chance with that, so why do you care? But why are we so fixated? We care more about seeing a reality TV star naked than Tom Cruise naked. It's such a weird fascination.
It's the network's fault. They made me the gay character. They made me say, as a bisexual man, 9 million times.
Every single time.
Every episode. And it sucks because they forced me to be the gay character. I was actually dating a girl on the show. And then they fired her and flew in a hookup buddy from West Hollywood because they were like, this is the storyline we want you to be.
You mean a real friend of WeHo?
Don't even get me started.
We're going to talk about that, by the way. Tony, why do I look so pale, by the way? I look white.
I know, my jersey can't handle that.
That's offensive. That's offensive.
Turn it orange. I shaved. I hate this. I look like a bebe.
Bebe.
I look like a bebe. I hate it. I did it on accident.
It looks amazing.
On accident?
Yes.
How do you shave on accident?
I was doing a brand deal, and the shaver, I put it on too, and I accidentally shaved it too.
Do you love how he dropped like 3 things there? It's like, yes, I do brand deals.
I was doing a brand
I'm so
deal.
butch. I have all this scruff. Like, he's just dropping it left and right.
Doing a brand deal in my mansion in Beverly
Okay, Brandy.
Hills.
We're going to call you Brandy. Now, but the pressures of reality TV is you felt you had to play that role, and you did play that role.
No, I didn't feel I had to. They forced me.
But you didn't walk off set.
You can't, because I wanted to get paid. I'm not leaving.
So you played that role.
Look at the things I did. Well, I tried to fight it. Like, think about it. I went for the girl. I did everything. They only set me up for one thing. But I didn't want to be the gay character. I never wanted to be the gay character. That's why I don't go on those pigeonhole shows like Real Friends of West Hollywood or whatever, because I don't want to be the gay one. I just want to be known for me. And it sucks because they do force you to do that.
Okay, but let's also talk about the other side. And I know we're going to get to a segment that you guys have on your show, The Messy Pod, the Gay Agenda. So let's just start the Gay Agenda. So let's talk about this because even though you might not want to be pigeonholed in that role, I know so many, I get PR pitches every single day for the show. It's like, and every headline is queer artist, openly gay artist, actor, gay film, gay. It's like, why can't it just be a good actor? But the other side to that, the other side of you having to go through that was MTV maybe didn't have such a highlight on bisexuality or fluid sexuality.
They don't know how to produce it at all.
But it was still there, like X on the Beach. Your season was very queer.
Very queer, but we got 3 producers fired because they didn't know how to produce us. Reese had to get them taken out, and they actually hired people from her old show, Strut, to know what to do. Look what they do with how they're handling Drag Race. They're ruining that. Real Friends of Weho. They don't know how to produce queer people.
We've had this conversation so many times. Is the brass, the executives are still the old white men that have no clue. They're like, gay's popular. Let's do something gay. Let's do Will and Grace reboot 3.
And they don't know what we want. Every gay show doesn't understand what queers want. Like Real Friends of Weho should have been a gender diverse, race diverse, everything like that. Instead, we just got a bunch of rich, pretty gays that are forced down our throat 24/7.
Okay, so this is first on our gay agenda, Friends of Weho. For our audience that might not know, Friends of Weho is a new reality show. How quick we forget that there was the Men of West Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had that cast actually on the show.
Yep.
Many of who actually live in West Hollywood, actually know each other. I had
there
problems with that show, though, too.
There was
too
a
many studios.
bartending show for the Abbey, right? That was a thing.
There was What Happens at the Abbey, which they hired cast members to come in and play employees that were not employees.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They made it straight. They made the Abbey straight.
You mean reality TV isn't real?
Which we all know, but this is really manufactured. Then there was the A-list Los Angeles. That was many years ago. That was pulled real fast. Not that the
Okay.
A-list New York was any better, but it's... So here's part of the gay agenda, this hot topic. Because I know Todrick has been taking to social media. The other cast members, by the way, are like, I'm in a show,
Yeah.
what? There was no premiere party.
There
Nope.
wasn't? Oh, wow,
Nope.
T.
You know, it only got I think the ratings were 100,000.
186,000.
Yeah, 186,000.
Maybe they should put it on your YouTube channel to help.
The Messy
Maybe
Pod
they'll
is
give
on
them the
YouTube.
views.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
Literally.
give them the
Our
views.
podcast, we have more listeners on this.
This is true, and we actually know each other. We actually live in WeHo, Los Angeles.
Well, that's what gets me mad because MTV has so many people that have been on their shows like Murray, Cheyenne, people that have been on their other shows that are actually friends and pillars in West Hollywood that they could have made a show with.
I love Murray. I know Cheyenne.
I don't
Cheyenne's
say you
been
have to
on the
like
show.
them. I didn't say I liked them.
But we've seen that archetype already, and I don't think those personalities are very indicative of what they were trying to go for.
I don't think that's what they should. You want to know what it should have been? It should have been like 5 people that are struggling trying to make it in West Hollywood. I want 5 diverse people that are struggling to work at living in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
But that they're still doing the damn thing. Like we all are. We all hustle from the minute we wake up to the minute we go to bed. I can guarantee you the 3 of us are hustle.
Yeah, and I want real friends. Look at Vanderpump Rules. That's why it was so amazing, because they actually have real connections. These people aren't like real friends. They're not friends, and they don't go to WeHo. And they're on a show called Real Friends of
Don't
WeHo.
go to WeHo.
I don't know who greenlit this because you know the gays are faster than TMZ. Like
Literally.
once that hits, like I know that they don't live in West Hollywood. James Vaughn lives in Palm Springs, for God's sake.
Yes.
And these people do not even fit together chemistry-wise. I know a lot of people are putting the show down for not having seen it. At least watch it, and then you'll know why you don't like it.
Yes.
But the other side to that, because Todrick is, and you have to, whether you like Todrick or not, he's sticking by his choice to do the show. And I always applaud somebody that says, you know what? I made the decision and I said, yes, I'm going to follow through.
Yeah.
So, but he's also said, why are we not applauding for the fact that on MTV, which when I was growing up, which was a little bit before y'all, MTV was the straightest network all around. Like guys watched it for the girls and ZZ Top and Guns N' Roses. For the first time on MTV, on a Friday night, which is prime time chunk of real estate, 3 hours of constant LGBTQ programming from Drag Race to Friends of WeHo to Untucked. Why aren't we celebrating that?
Because we have to be strict on the content that they're producing. I love representation, but we have to have a certain standard on the representation that's going. I don't want just bullshit. If you're going to do it, I want it to be done right. We have standards for it, what we have being pumped out.
Did you watch the show? Be
Not
honest.
yet. No. I don't want to.
So that's a problem too, though.
I don't
because
watch
our
my own
community
shows.
is coming. Honey, I watch enough of your own shows to be like, did he show his butt in this freeze frame?
It's been on everyone.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. But
my assets.
I also want to call on our community. The community is dragging the show.
Yeah.
Videos went viral of RuPaul Drag Race viewing parties in West Hollywood around the nation, and when the show came on, all the TVs went off and everybody cheered. That's very vicious. there's a consequence to being that vicious
Yes.
and not supporting our community. You can say, you know what, I don't like it. It's not for me. But people have really come, and not like we're talking about it. It's important for our community to talk about the honesty of programming. We shouldn't just blindly support stuff out there because it's LGBTQ.
Yeah.
That's not doing the community anything.
But then, also at the same time, like you said before, all the heads are still like straight white men, and if they don't see like the numbers, all they're gonna think is like, oh, I guess gay shit isn't the vibe, and so they'll just like move on.
They're not getting the numbers. I don't understand that. I don't understand what they're going for. It doesn't work. MTV does things that don't make sense.
They don't know where they've been, though. They forgot that they're MTV. What does it even stand for? Music television.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that is.
they can't even get that
It
right.
doesn't anymore. They completely removed that. It now just means MTV.
What if they had a humongous reboot and went back to music programming and brought in big heads like Beyonce and, people that are
Can they afford
Adele.
Beyonce anymore?
No.
But I think for an artist like Beyonce or... Beyonce's getting a little bit older. We're going to talk about Beyonce on our Gay Agenda.
dare you.
But she is getting older. And so there's a younger generation that's watching the MTV. They're watching Drag Race. What a better way to get this generation. I would think as an artist of Beyonce, it's like, let's get these young viewers. Even Madonna, because we know she's like, she needs the young blood to keep her
To
face
keep herself
up.
young, yes.
I love Madonna. I'm just teasing.
Honestly, bring back the Next Bus. Bring back the.
Do you remember Next?
concept.
That was the
Yes.
first time I saw gay guys dating gay guys. Was the Next
Same.
Bus.
And they were
I would-
awful. I loved it.
They were trash.
They were
But we
messy.
love
So why
that.
did we love that and we didn't love Friends of WeHo?
Because it knows what it is. Gays like camp. We want you like they. It's,
That's an interesting
It was a dumb show, and they treated it like it was a dumb show. You go on the Next Bus, you're like, oh yeah, this is a dumb show. I know exactly what this is. The Friends of West Hollywood is sniffing its own farts. That's what it is. If that makes
Is
sense.
that a Messy Pod slogan?
No, it's like
I see
they're
a
like,
T-shirt. Your guys' face and like a cloud.
No, but it's true. And I even tweeted it the other day, whether it's the Real Friends of WeHo or Bros, why is the only time queer people are vocal about supporting queer content is when they're the star?
This is 100% true.
T.
We got Bros. Oh, yeah, this great movie, but you made yourself the star. And then you yell at everybody for not watching it. Where was your voice everywhere else?
Okay, let's finish Friends of WeHo, and then let's talk about Bros because there's a lot there to unpack. But my thing is, at least watch 10 minutes of the show so that you can say, I saw it, and then I can attack it. It was dead upon arrival. What if it was a really good show? Now, the first episode did deal with a person of color and their coming out story, which was emotional. I saw the only positive comments were coming from because I am like FBI. Like, I need to know everything. And I was looking at the positive comments that were coming through. They were not coming from California. They were not coming from New York. They were not coming from Florida. They were coming from Instagram profiles that were in the Midwest. And for them, it was an important show, and they loved the show.
Well, that's TV, right? TV marketed for middle America, basically. And so, yeah, it's an important show for that.
But to that little gay kid who may be getting bullied or who's afraid to come out or who doesn't even know that he could be gay.
Can I be real with you, though? We've heard it.
Be real.
We've heard it. I don't care. I don't want to hear your sad gay story. We're all gay and sad. I don't care. I don't. Because it's been done. It's been done. We get it. And I don't like this narrative that you have to be gay and sad. That's why I loved having Aretha on X on the Beach, because you want to, she sat there, she goes, I had a great childhood. I had a horse. I was popular. Cheerleader.
And
I was
I'm gorgeous, you poor thing.
I want a trans person to see somebody that had a great life and that was happy. I love how you're sitting over there being like, it wasn't that bad. That's what I want to see. I want gay kids to see that you can have a happy childhood and it's not always terrible. We know that.
Mike, I had a terrible childhood. I had bangs. As a gay boy, I had bangs.
bangs?
I mean, where's my HBO special? Mike, this is such an honest thing, and I think it's such a brilliant thing to say because we have been the victim. It's either an AIDS story. It's either a tragic coming out story where we're kicked out of the house, and you're right. We should be celebrating our successful, happy people because that you can lead that life. I think that's a very honest
Stop
thing to say.
monetizing my trauma. I'm over it.
That's another T-shirt.
I'm giving it.
I'm gonna buy a T-shirt press. I'm just gonna make Messy Pod T-shirts like all day.
No, but it's true. It's like, stop making money off of the struggles that we go through that we already know. I want to hear happy stories. I don't know why we're not doing that. Maybe because it doesn't sell. But how many times we see it every time on Drag Race? It's how hard it was. My parents don't accept me.
You hear that music.
Yes.
Once you hear the
Yeah.
piano, you know it's all over. And we know the final, before they go to the big event,
Yeah.
it's always, what would you say to yourself as a young? And if you don't have those tears rolling down,
You're not going to win.
what
No.
would I say to my younger self? What would you say to your younger self, Mike?
It doesn't get better. It gets worse. Learn how to deal with it.
What
Become
would
a
you
stronger
say?
person.
I'll say, eat less, go to the gym more.
Welcome to Messy.
Welcome to Messy.
I like how he keeps like, let's go to you. Oh shit, no, you're. Let's go.
Let's go to you. What I would tell myself is, you know what? You're going to have some tough times, but you're going to have a lot of laughs and a lot of drinks and a lot of good sex.
Ooh. And some of that sex is going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Hello, clinic. No. Okay, so next on our gay agenda, let's talk about bros. Let's talk about Megan versus bros.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we talk about bros first and get that out of the way, and then we can talk about Megan as...
Yes.
To your point, we have somebody that is shouting at people, angry at people for not seeing their film the first weekend. Negative reinforcement? Is that a thing?
Don't yell at me.
It was very like it was like a military sergeant like trying to like group all his entire like team to like go out into the trenches and watch this film and make gay history. We have to make gay history. It has to be history. And I think that's what the added pressure that he added to it was what made people go like, I don't know.
I like the marketing. He returned as Billy in the Streets, which you know is what made Billy Eichner famous.
Yes.
He was hilarious. That was such a great show. I love that he returned to those roots and he brought big time celebrities. I like that marketing aspect of it.
Okay.
Can I also say I loved Bros? I did love the movie. I did. I thought it
liked
was
the
hysterical.
first half. I was laughing, and then it decided to be preachy and elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know. I did. I really loved it. I loved it. I didn't like what he did off, like on the side. I don't like what he did on social media. I don't like how he handled everything else. Even though I loved the movie, it tainted it. It put a bad taste in my mouth, and I think it did for everybody else. Don't force anything on the gay community. We're gonna hate it. That's what they're doing with Real Friends of Weho. They're putting it in between Drag Race. They're forcing it on you. Don't force things on the gays.
Thank you. People are like, well, we have to make our statement. We're in such a tumultuous time in America. We should just be taking a breath, even if it means taking a step back or two, just to have a conversation. Because people react to this. They react to laughing. They react to this kind of hand-holding, not, you see my side. Nobody's ever changed their mind. Has a conservative ever yelled at you or shown you a fact or something that you've changed your mind? You're like, God, you're right. Never.
You know, maybe I don't deserve rights. Yeah.
Yes. No, but you know, the Bible is right. White is right. But we've never done that. They're never going to do it either.
I don't understand these people. I'm like, you always the villain in movies. Why do you think you're right? I don't understand. Imagine being that person preaching things, but like everywhere else it's portrayed as wrong. I don't understand. I don't understand the thought process.
And also as a gay LGBTQ community, because this goes for trans content as well, we can't just put out good content. And as a person of color, you know, you have to be 150% better than the other person. You can't be on the same level. So we're fighting for equality, even though we have to give 150% just to be a blip, just to have value. And that's us as LGBTQ. That's us as people of color. That's us as curvy boys. You know, that's us with genetically gifted Italian boys.
I worked hard. How dare you?
Poor thing.
But you know, the thing is, I saw something on TikTok. People get emotional on TikTok, and I love the kids for it. But literally,
That's when I swipe block.
And I love the kids
love
for
the
it.
No, but
I don't
they
go to
say real
TikTok to be
shit.
emotional. No.
No, listen, I swear to God, they say
Dr. Phil's for that.
Whatever you went through this, the reason why you feel so much pressure to succeed as an adult is because the trauma has to be worth it. If you don't succeed now, then it wasn't good damage. It's just damage. And that thought process sucks.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
That is deep.
I need more alcohol.
You have a flask there, a branded flask on the rocks.
But it's true. Like that's
Pretty deep, though.
It's true. Because think about it. Like I went through all that shit. It better be worth it now. Otherwise, what did we go through that for?
Yeah.
No matter what your struggle is.
Back to the bros conversation.
I was going to say back to...
You're gonna have to do that a lot.
Keep it cute. He was yelling at people. You didn't go see this. He was yelling at the straight people. You didn't go see this. Number one, the poster was a guy putting his hand in a pocket of another guy. The trailer showed the threesome orgy scene. Tell me what straight couple would be like, that looks like a fun movie we want to go see. Number one, I hate rom-coms to begin with.
Yeah.
I won't even see J-Lo. I won't even see... Jesus Christ could be in a rom-com. I'll be like, I don't think so.
You know when I went to go see it, they didn't play the movie. I had to go ask them to. I went to the.
Oh,
I
because
went
there
on
was
a
nobody
date.
in the theater?
It was just me and the person I was on a date with. And
I love how you
literally-
said person. He is so good. He said person. He didn't even. God, you're so good.
You're welcome.
He's a PR machine.
A professional.
Skidding around. Anyway, but like literally, it was like
That
a half.
was good.
It was a half hour in, and they didn't play it, and I had to go ask. I was like, I've never experienced this before.
Half hour, 5 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
Sound's not right. Climate's not right. Where's the popcorn?
Did you get a refund?
I was at an empty movie theater. I was busy.
With the person.
I was eating popcorn. I just realized I was on a left.
Pour some more.
Yeah, I can't open it.
Oh my God.
Wait.
How many muscles do you have? I could
no.
open this in 2
Help
seconds.
me.
Help me. I'm weak.
I didn't know what it was doing.
there you
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Brains over brawn.
But he was yelling at people. He's like, this is supposed to be the first mainstream rom-com. Then make it mainstream. Every person was queer, which is great for the queer community, but it was a gay film.
Yep.
It should have gone to streaming because the gays will stream everything. We'll stream.
Also, just rom-coms in general don't do that
Thank you.
well in
Look
theaters.
at the last 3 films that, because I did a little research, because I was like, I don't want to say something if I don't have the facts. Rom-coms are not successful right now because we're all depressed from COVID. We've either broken up with our significant other. I know you're in a long-term relationship, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So happy for you. But like the last 3 films J-Lo did, they went straight to on demand. They were awful. The Julia Roberts, George Clooney, remember? All of the middle-aged people were going to be like, oh, God, they're back together on screen for this rom-com. It was such a huge flop.
Yeah, I mean, I think gays just we don't want to deal with serious stuff. We deal with enough. We want to laugh,
But Bros was supposed to be funny.
and it was funny. But then,
For the
like you said,
first
it gets
half of the
serious.
film.
And also think it's for a marginalized group of people, and straight people aren't going to watch it, like you said. But then it goes back to what you're saying.
Not because they hate us, but because it's not... I'm not going to watch a film about motorcycles. It's not my interest.
But then what are we supposed to do? Make gay content for straight people? That's also not going to work.
Bros should have had an element of the ally part. I know that there was a scene or two with allies that were like, I think his brother or sister-in-law. I don't know.
I think it's just when you make gay content, it needs to know what it is, and it needs to be funny, and it needs to be almost satire. There you go. And camp. We love camp.
We love camp, and that's
There's
why we love
camp.
Megan.
There's camp, there's kitsch, and then there's trash.
So where would you place Bros
What do you mean?
out of those 3?
If it was, I could see Bros successful as a series. Oh, and so, Uncoupled with Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris, got canceled, and all the gays were like, what?
It
I'm
did?
like, did you watch it? It was awful.
I mean, Netflix,
Well,
It was
Netflix
not
cancels
funny.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm mad that got canceled. Q-Force. I loved it.
I loved Q4
I
too.
loved Q-Force.
Okay, so...
No, I want to talk more about. I want to talk more
let's
about
talk about
cartoon
Q-Force.
dicks. There was cartoon dicks. I was so for it.
honey.
Get me.
I went to the movies with a person, and then now he's talking about
Cartoon
dicks. Okay. Where was it? Oh, so everybody loved Uncoupled because they thought Neil Patrick Harris was such a great lead. He's an out actor, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee if Billy Eichner would have cast Neil Patrick Harris in his role, the movie would have gone over a whole lot better.
You think so?
Because Neil Patrick Harris is
An actor.
the aw shucks. He's an actor, and he's the aw shucks gay guy that a lot of people grew up with as Doogie Howser, and so he's not.
How I Met Your Mother. People fell in love with him from that. Yeah,
That was great.
Playing a straight
Yeah,
playboy.
playing a straight man.
But it's also annoying. Like if you're a director and you make yourself the lead, it's annoying. I don't know how else.
That's true with everything, though. You can't do everything well.
That's like if Ryan Murphy made himself the main character in Glee.
True.
Girl, he just needs to finish a script that I like. Because we know 75% of Ryan Murphy shows are amazing. Then you get to the last finale, you're like,
Yeah, you're like, what
the hell
happened here?
happened?
Yeah.
What happened was.
What happened was he moved on to a different project in the middle of that project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though, like how he handled this? Imagine, like for example, a YouTube video. Imagine if you made a YouTube video and it didn't do well, and you just started screaming at everybody. We would never.
I already do that, Mike. What do you mean?
No, but does anybody? No one would ever, because it's annoying.
And I'm going to say something. The trans community can be very angry. The people of color community, which I am a part of, can be very angry. When we're angry, it's so easy for the other side to put, oh, they're just an angry fill in the blank.
Angry mob, yeah.
So it's like not only do we have to put out better content, but we have to reel in our anger just to be heard. Otherwise, we're just that stereotype. Am I wrong?
Oh, no, you're not wrong.
Everybody's angry though now. Everyone's angry nowadays. Everyone.
There's a lot to be angry for, but sometimes, and this is what we're talking about, like when we hold hands like this, we just need to take a breath. This is why I love the Messy Pod, because it's like, this is who we are, and we laugh about it, and we talk about the honesty. We're just also not honest with our communication.
True. Like if we have an episode that comes out and people don't watch, we're like, yeah, I get it.
But you know what? Sometimes you have a small audience, but that audience is more invested in that than a bunch of people that are like, that was funny.
Absolutely.
Somebody's like, I really... And then your loyal fans. What is a satirical comedian, by the way? We have because
I mean, satire is basically. I mean, I do satirical commentary, satirical comedian. I make fun of things while acting. I talk very seriously, but a lot of things I'm saying, it's just jokes, basically, and that's my satire.
What's
I have
an
I have a very monotone voice, if you can't tell. And so I just use that to my advantage and act like I'm like in a serious situation. There's like I do a lot of content about homophobia. I talk and review a lot of homophobic videos and like chat rooms all across the internet, and I like talk about like if it's a serious thing, while also like educating people about like the dangers of homophobia in a serious context, being like, oh yeah, you know, or like being black and also too, like, oh yeah, you know, whip your slaves and all this stuff, and it's just I don't know, it's very
it sounds a little dangerous though.
My satire is me being very serious when I'm actually joking. People know that I'm joking when I'm talking about situations because I'm a gay black male, and so that's my satire.
And it's smart humor. I will give you this. You have smart humor. I scream, but your jokes are smart.
Humor has to be smart, otherwise it's not humor.
Yeah, he was a planet once. When Pluto wasn't a planet anymore, he literally dressed up as Pluto.
That's
and
hilarious.
Literally did a salty response from Pluto. Pluto just being sassy,
just not
mad
being
about
a planet. That, you know, it's an entire debate. It goes back and forth. It's a planet. It's not a planet.
Is this
so
on
I made an entire
YouTube?
video being like, this was like 2015. I made an entire
I'm
video
gonna
being
research
Pluto.
that 2015. That sounds genius.
You have to. I swear to God. You know what's funny? I always joke with Mac when we first met.
How did you guys meet?
Twitter.
No. We were
yell at
part
me.
of a.
First of all, don't ever fucking.
I
point at me.
will say
Am I
whatever
allowed to
want.
curse on this podcast?
I know.
It's
what's
$10
the rule?
per curse word. I'm good for it.
I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
They met at a screening of Bros. The movie was running late.
I did not know that. I've been doing.
I was the date.
You gotta yell at me.
I'm
I
good
was
for
the
it, girl.
date.
I have a debit card just for bad words.
But we met on a competition called Creator Clash.
That you canceled because you threw a fit.
There's a new Creator Clash, it's the boxing thing. But yeah, there was a YouTube competition called Creator Clash about like creators being like clashing, I guess. That I canceled because I didn't cancel it.
Things weren't going your way.
I didn't cancel it.
Yes,
I
you did.
walked out, and then everyone else walked out behind me.
The messy of
Because
messy
I was
pod.
tired of it being messy. It was just messy. It wasn't put together. And then they tried to make us make a fake PSA for a real cause to win a competition. And I was like, okay, I don't vibe with that.
The funny thing was
what was the cause though? I have to know.
God.
We had to pick a cause, and they
was
chose ones
yours?
for us. They
You
chose,
remember this?
They chose the children.
Obviously, it does.
How do you
Yeah,
remember?
they chose
that?
the cancer hospital for children for us, and I was like, I'm not about to make a fake PSA for this just to win a competition. This is a serious subject, and so I was like,
And also, the stakes were very low. We had like 200 subscribers each.
and the winner got a pass to VidCon.
Which now we get that we're like, no.
What was your PSA?
I
It
don't
was for
remember.
Billy Eichner.
I have no idea.
We didn't do that week because I walked out.
I think I eliminated myself. I was out early. I got eliminated early.
So, but that's how you met.
Yes, we had to do a
video together.
video together where we interviewed Obama, and I played
No,
Obama.
you just did the whole thing.
I did everything.
We were in a group, and Mac was like, I have an idea. I'm going to film it. No one do anything, and we won.
And we won because I'm a genius.
I said, okay. And, yeah. But that's literally how it happened. And then, what was it? When then we started hanging out on Twitter, and then I saw you for the first time after I got a nose job, and that's the first thing you ever said to me.
First thing, as soon as I walked up to
You
him, I
got
was
a
like,
nose
how's the
job?
new nose?
I
Yeah.
did. I need to do it again.
Did you keep your receipt? I don't see you any different.
Did you keep your receipt?
Well, I don't know. I don't see any different. You
Okay,
didn't have
no,
to do it to
not
begin
since-
with.
I didn't see it since the last time I saw you. I did it like 10 years ago.
Yeah, in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, before I moved to LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what it looked like before. Now all the audience is going to go on like Google, like "Mrr."
But I always joke with Mac because like when we met, I think I had like, because we always talk like.
Look at him trying
Duty.
to
I don't want to
censor
curse.
himself.
I'm trying
Look
I don't
at
want to cost money.
him.
We always talk
I'm good
duty
for it.
about when people are like talking about how many subscribers you have. At the time, I had like a steaming hot 1,000, and I was like all up in about myself. And Mac had 200.
You had your own Friends of Weho
and I was
going.
like, yeah, literally. And I was like, he's so funny. Why does no one watch him? Cut to 2 years later, I'm on his tour. because he blew up, and I was just like, that's amazing. And we became friends because, you know, in social media stuff, it's kind of hard to make friends. That you never know if it's genuine or something like that. But the two of us were friends before anything, so it's like, okay, I know that I actually like you.
And that's why the banter works on the podcast. There's a mutual respect.
Yeah, we just like read each other. It's a lot of screaming.
That's good. It's like we're family members, basically. That's us. You know, he's a Jersey boy, so he screams at his family, and so I just kind of take it.
Yeah.
But his scream is a little bit higher pitched.
Yeah, it comes off as annoying though, because you're so chill, and I'm
so
a Jersey hot-headed Italian with trauma.
I'm from the West Coast.
Like your chill outfit today looks a little put together. Like there was thought and matching, whatever.
There's a bit of thought. I was like, I'm going outside today. I haven't been outside in like a week.
I do like this. Look, normally you just wear your own merch.
Yes.
I will tell you what he did. He gave Bruno a flat tire in Palm Springs. It was our
There we go.
original guest.
That was my
He's like,
sabotage.
oh, God, come on the show in 10 minutes notice.
I called up my friends
in
like...
this thing. Okay, so let's go back to the Megan versus Bros, because Megan is now being touted as the LGBTQ icon, and she's everywhere.
We love a chaotic woman.
Yes,
basically.
and it's camp. It's hysterical. A living
There's that
doll
word
that
again.
kills people.
We still love camp.
We love
because
camp.
you know what it is. It knows what it is. It's dumb.
It's comfortable. It's a safe place.
Yes.
It's okay to sit back and laugh.
It's a
Yes.
murderous doll.
Like there was some suspense, but then it always just be broken up by the fact that she was a doll for girls, the children, you know, and so it's funny. Yeah.
Did you see the skit on what was it, SNL?
SNL, yeah.
And they
It was
say
hysterical.
Motherload by name. Motherload is using that for every of their posts. It's like,
Oh, really?
calm down, girl. You're still Motherload. They're like, Motherload. They said Motherload, Motherload, Motherload.
They said it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love that. But no, Megan, I want to see it so bad. It looks amazing.
Wait, you haven't seen it?
I haven't really.
You haven't seen it? You can rent it now. You can rent it on Amazon for
You could bring your
$19.
person that you brought to Bros.
No, he's in Jersey.
He said he.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Oh, dude, stop.
And here he is, Chris Kattan, ladies and gentlemen. No, but here's funny. So there's been backlash saying, why is Megan, to your point, camp,
Yes.
back to fun? So the writer of Megan put this whole thing together saying, well, it's about chosen family because they bring Megan in and it's family. I'm like, no, it's because we love a strong woman. We love a diva. Whoever was in charge of marketing for Megan that put that dance first before anything else, that dance is what got me.
Yes.
I could give a shit what the movie. The movie could have been about, motorcycles. But if that dance was in it, that marketing was genius. They knew exactly what to do.
It was also the power of social media. They knew that people would recreate that on TikTok, and then it goes viral. It's like all the songs nowadays. You literally have to have a
White Lotus
dance.
remix by Sophie Tucker is now everywhere.
First of all, I love the White Lotus theme song. Amazing. Stan.
So when my friends and I get drunk, we do it. We're like, to see. That's it. And so when you have drinks or vodka, you're like, it's hilarious.
Love.
But that's smart marketing.
It is very smart marketing. You have to know, is this going to be shared?
But
Social
then
media's
on
marketing.
top of that smart marketing was a great product. White Lotus season 2 was great. Megan was a fun, campy film. That was great.
Yeah. Because it wasn't insufferable. This stuff is because it knew what it was. Going back to it, I'm telling you. It wasn't trying to be
Yeah, I think
preachy.
that's the problem with Bros. The marketing was a bit preachy compared to it.
It wasn't fun.
They should have leaned on the fact that it was a rom-com. It was a comedy. They should have leaned on the comedy fact.
Their
instead
tagline
of,
should have been, a movie so funny, even your straight boyfriend will love it.
Yeah, basically.
But you got to understand, no one thought that movie was going to have amazing numbers. It's made for a marginalized group of people.
No,
and
they
why
thought
do
it was
straight
going to
people
break
care?
numbers. They thought it was going to set.
Why would straight people give a shit? Taki mushroom.
Because we were supposed to.
I'm trying so hard.
$10 more.
No, I got you. I'll Venmo you.
That's fine. How funny would the Bros movie poster have been? We've all seen the meme where the guy is walking with the girl and he's looking at the other girl walking by.
Huh?
You know
You
what
know,
I'm
the
talking
meme of
about.
the I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. How funny would it have been of
They
like the gay
recreated
guy
those
and
memes.
just put.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Yes.
That would have
Just
been
recreate those
right.
those
And then the
memes.
tagline, so funny, your straight boyfriend will love it. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would have
That's
been
it.
amazing. But then
Because the straight boyfriend would have been like, yeah, I'm cool with it. And they would have been like later like, "Arr."
I mean, I think like if straight people watched it, I think they would enjoy it. But with the marketing of it, like you have to understand, no, straight guys aren't going to want to go see that show. They're not going to even want to go with their girlfriends, and I don't think the girlfriends even care. They'll watch it on their own. It should
They
have
all
been
went to
straight
see
to
Megan.
Netflix. It should have been straight to Netflix, and then it would have done great.
100%. It would have been number one week after week after week.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, why? Why?
Nothing makes sense.
And it was,
Hire us. You know, we could be the team. The
but
marketing
it was
team.
Paramount. They could have put it on Paramount Plus.
You want to know what it is? These execs, whether it's MTV or these movie producers or whatever, it's older people that have no idea how marketing runs. Look at all these people that have all these businesses on social media. Look at yourself. It's because you know how to do current marketing. These people that have been doing marketing for years and didn't grow and learn social media, how to use it correctly, have no idea what they're doing at all. Like forcing Men of West Hollywood, not Men of West Hollywood.
The Friends of Weho.
Friends of Weho. Same.
No, the Real Friends of Weho.
Real Friends of Weho. Yeah.
It's just like putting it in between, being like, oh, we're gonna get numbers because we're gonna put it in between the show. No, why would you think that would work? It doesn't make sense to me.
Why would you cut our beloved Drag Race to 40 minutes with
terrible is
16
that?
queens?
Yeah, but wait a minute. That decision was made before Friends of Weho.
No,
Was it?
That's a misconception because
really?
Friends of Weho is only 6 episodes.
Really?
So even after it's gone, Drag Race will still only be 1 hour. Yeah.
So MTV just
So
made
that's
a
another of
stupid choice.
us. We all get mad and we grab onto
My
an
heart.
idea.
No, but here's the thing. I'm not mad at Friends of Weho. I will never like read those people.
But
you know what? They
social
did a
media
job.
is they're like, they cut the show for Friends of Weho. No.
I'm mad at the network.
Yes.
I'm not mad at them.
So that's where the anger should go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My anger is never towards the show or anybody because you know what? They got booked for a job. They better. I would have done that show and I would have known it was terrible. Look at all the shows I've done. I knew that was terrible. I just wanted the check.
I will tell you, I've auditioned for Friends of Weho in many different forms because it's been in development before it was Men in West Hollywood. Because I think, oh, we're ready for diversity. We're ready for somebody different. Not ready.
No, they weren't ready.
And I could even tell during the audition process because I got far
When
down.
was your audition process? Like, how long was it in development?
Well, this last one was during COVID.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be about like brunch, and it was like the boys who brunch in WeHo.
Oh,
Honestly, the Boys Who Brunch, that's a show.
The Boys Who Brunch.
If they called it that, that would have been better.
That would have been funny. That would have been
I'd
camp.
watch that show.
That would have been camp.
What if we create our own show, and we better copyright this, Boys Who Brunch, and every episode is a different city of the Boys Who Brunch?
It's taken. You said it live. It's taken. We do that all the time. People buy, like we say things.
Oh,
on-
yes, people.
You do that all the time. You always say your ideas on our podcast. I'm like, stop saying your ideas. People are going to take them, and people take them.
I do. Someone bought my, like I came up with this whole idea and people bought the domains and everything and tried to sell it to me for $600.
It was a Reese.
Honestly.
Can you imagine if you found out she had all your domains?
She's your
Yeah.
biggest bully.
She doesn't need to check.
So we're going to get to one of your other segments that you do on the Messy Pod, which is called The Hookup.
Yeah, hookup time
What?
with Mike.
Hookup time.
What is The Hookup?
It's Mac 1, 2, 3.
I'm pouring more
It's
vodka, by
hookup
the way.
time with Mike. Woo! Yeah.
Can we do that again? Because I want to be part of it.
Okay. 3, 2,
2,
1.
It's
It's hookup time with Mike. Woo! Yeah.
Bum.
Love it.
Okay.
It's hookup time started because every podcast I spiral, and I love.
What does that mean?
That means I kind of.
Every podcast, he's usually coming in after binging whatever is hot on the streets.
Remember on the last show?
Wait, be clear. Are we talking about content or what's hot in the streets?
Yes.
We're
yeah.
talking about whatever
that.
you want to know.
Know
You
that.
know, whatever you think. You know.
No, actually, exactly what you just said. Remember the last time I was on the show? I made a whole video about how I was stepping away from it all,
Yeah, and then you're now hosting every night in West Hollywood, by the way.
and then I go home. I do.
He tries to control
Mac
himself.
Mac's coming tonight with me, and I literally, what's the plan after?
I'm coming
Going
tonight to
home.
make sure he goes home.
Yes.
I mean, it's your
As
life.
a friend.
but yeah.
No, but it's true. I've been actively working on it. I did have some slip-ups after that show, and I've
And
I've
it's
talked
okay
about
to
it.
have slip-ups
Yeah.
and just be honest about it.
Oh, I talk about it all the time.
And that's great.
I talk about mental health a lot, which is weird, and I'm very open about it as a creator because me and Mac talk about it on the podcast too.
we have to talk about it.
It's hard. You know what it is when I have a little bit of like bipolar depression sometimes where I could be on and manic, which is, I love being manic because I get so much done.
But people expect that of your brand, too.
Yes.
Which is tough sometimes. Sometimes you're just
Yes.
like, I just want to be chill in this matched outfit.
Yeah, but you know what? Imagine being on a low, which have you ever just been on a terrible day? You know what's awful? When I can't move and I have to sit in front of a camera and be like, welcome to another episode of Mike MGTV when I want to die. Like it's crazy and it's hard and sometimes you just can't do it. So I'm open and honest about it. And you know, you go through personal stuff we talk about on the podcast. Like we were exhausted. Mac just took a break on YouTube because he was exhausted. And we have to tell people like, listen, this is what's going on with us. We're people, we're going on things. I'm not, it's hard.
People don't realize how much work it takes to put together a 3-minute video, a 5-minute video, a full podcast the way that you guys do.
A 30-minute video nowadays on YouTube. That's a requirement, basically.
You have to. It used. Remember, the standard used to be it shouldn't be more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I wish. They did nothing. They used to do tags where they was like, my favorite color is green, and now we have to put like whole productions together. It's insane.
We all have to be Mr. Beast.
Literally, I have to buy 5 Lamborghinis because it's so saturated. It's hard as heck. And these companies don't know. Me and Mac joke about it all the time. Whenever like you do like something sponsored or something like that, they'll come back and be like, just have your team recreate something and turn around. And I'm like, team?
Yeah.
Girl, it's
But
me.
you can't say you don't have a team because then they're like, And it's also like when you go out, people like expect to buy Mike drinks. My show's called On the Rocks. Every time it's drinks. It could be 10 in the morning, drinks. And it's like, well, if I decide to be healthy, it never works out.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And there's exhaustion.
That's why I had to walk away from it all because people did not respect my boundaries. And I had to learn a lot about friendships. One of my very good friends who helps me get out of those situations, I'll sit there and be like, I don't want to drink or I don't want that substance. Please don't do that to me. And they'll be like, you're so silly. Stop it. Because they want me to get out of my mind.
100%.
Because they want something physical from me or they want something like that. And I'm like, you don't actually like me.
You can get to that point. I can't. I'll be like, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not doing this tonight. And then I'll be like, oh, Alexander from On the Rocks. I'll be like, okay. And then it's all over. Okay, but
Yes.
okay.
Go.
Yes. The hookup.
Okay.
But yeah, Mike will just roll in from our podcast after whatever happened the night before and just like rant about his hookup or whatever he like rolled into that night, and that's became our segment.
So are you more into hookups? Or are you looking for romance at all? Or you're just like done with...
He's been trying to look for love, but he's been having problems. As his face can tell.
You know, I want romance.
Are you sure?
I know. That's what I want.
You
but-
can have romance with a one-night stand. Am I wrong?
No, but you can, but then they're terrible.
That's my
Or
4-year
friend with
relationship.
benefits,
It was
you
a
can.
one-night stand in
Good
San
for
Francisco.
you. Good for you.
San Francisco?
But
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's
Girl, that community has changed. I would not have a one-night stand there.
it's hard because like I want the romance, but people
Do you
don't
want
wanna
just
give
the
me romance.
companionship for that time, or you want an extended romance?
No, I actually want a romance. I'm more. Someone actually said that to me, and
Do you believe this?
really hurt my feelings.
I
Yeah.
do. He's been trying. He's been butthurt a lot recently.
I get hurt.
Well, that's the one-night stand.
Yeah, it stinks. It's hard to date in the queer community because the hookup culture for the gays is very prevalent, and it's hard to find somebody that actually really cares about you. And if I really care about you, I won't sleep with you, and that's the truth.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
So I had this conversation the other day on this show. We have gotten so conditioned that you have sex first, then you have dates.
Yeah.
When I first came out, there was the 3-date rule. And that used to be the norm. That's not the norm anymore.
Do you want to know why I think we're like that? Because when we were younger and we were learning this whole thing, there was no option to actually have a substantial relationship. It was like, I have to do this quickly and then get out of here. So we trained ourselves at a young age to learn and just accept just that and not learn how to handle actual relationships like everyone else got to. And that's why now we're 30 years old acting like 16-year-old girls.
Just spit on it.
Put on a wig and suck it.
But I miss the old days of like actual dates where you were kind of nervous. You would dress up a little bit. You would go and have dinner. And then it would be like, no, if you really want to connect with somebody, the sex is so much better.
Yeah, I want to know that you want to know me. That's what I want. Like, if
Well,
I
you have also the issues of, I've been on MTV and I have this brand and this YouTube and like you guys have such a presence. Like people, and you're married, so you can be like, I'm married, bitch.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you ever get tempted though when a fan is like, oh hey, blah.
have you ever hooked up?
I don't hook up with it. I've hooked up with people that turned out to be someone that watched my videos after I hooked up with them, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward, but okay.
I literally I was literally hooking up with somebody, and as I was hooking up with them, they yelled out, "I love your TikToks."
No.
And that's why I'm celibate.
It's the same reaction when somebody calls me Poppy in bed. I'm like, out. I'm not making
gotta
tacos
go.
in my kitchen. No.
my God.
I gotta go. It's it's terrible. Like the hookup times, I stopped doing it about me and started having people submit their stories because people started to hook up with me to get on the podcast. Like I literally hooked up with somebody and they rolled over and they go, "I can't wait to hear about this on Messy Pod."
I'm so sorry, but now we just heard about it on The Rocks. No, just kidding.
I gotta tell you, I ran out of it, and that's why I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it because that's weird. Why would you tell me?
So on the hookup, then you take your listeners hookup stories.
Yes.
That's so fun.
Yes.
We didn't do that because we didn't prepare. Would you like to share one of your hookup stories?
One of my hookup stories.
Could be good, bad, indifferent.
Could be good, bad.
I hope it's bad.
I mean, I just had like a lot of my bad hookups have been awkward. Basically, I had this one guy.
Why are they awkward? Is it your fault or their fault?
It might be my fault. I don't
If
know.
they're all awkward, what's the common denominator?
I think because I told Mike about this. I think because I come off so nonchalant and I have a very monotone voice, a lot of people turn off like.
You keep saying that. I don't
come
hear
off.
monotone.
I mean, I'm pretty monotone.
Excuse me.
I come off arrogant to some people sometimes. The way I talk, the way I like talk about things in my life, because it's kind of just like whatever to me. But like it might be like glamorous to other people because a lot of people want to come to LA for like the stuff that I do and the stuff that I just live my life by. Like this one guy I hooked up with kept on, I guess, ranting at me or like poking at me at the fact that I had 2 beds basically for like a period of time because I ordered the wrong mattress. And so I had 2 mattresses, and this guy was like had a problem with the fact that I had 2
on top
mattresses.
of each other?
No, I just had one mattress in a box in the corner, and then one mattress on my bed. And he was like,
that's a
he
little
kept on poking me about that. And then suddenly, after we hooked up, he blocked me on everything. And I was like, that was a
Great.
weird situation.
It's a love story.
And I've been age fished a lot. I feel like that's a common thing.
What does that mean?
When like someone sends you photos of them from like 10 years ago,
Yes.
and then you meet them in real life, and they end up being like 60 years old.
I tell them to leave. I have no qualms. I have no mercy when you show up and you don't look at your photos. I say you gotta go. That's not
I think
you.
it's so important to be honest. You know, you're sharing your body with somebody, you're sharing whatever. And I'll be honest, my weight goes up and down in the same month. Do I use the better
feel that.
pictures? Yeah.
I feel
I don't
that.
feel bad when somebody's like, oh, well, they're not from this month. I'm okay with that because,
No, but it's when you look like a completely different person. And sometimes that has happened. I literally have had someone show up, and I looked at them and I said, I didn't talk to you. That's not you. So we didn't speak.
You can do that. Whenever I'm in a situation, I'm just like, okay, I guess let's just get through
But
this.
that's what they want, and
Yeah.
that's
I
predatory.
used to feel that way, though. And sometimes it worked out. I was like, well, just close your eyes. But it's like, it's time we all be honest.
Yeah.
It's time we be honest in our hookups. We'd be honest in the kind of movies we want to watch. We'd be honest in our podcast.
Yes. And I don't feel bad about it because the thing is, what you did was wrong first.
You also look like you do. It's not like you couldn't wait 10 minutes for the
Hey,
next
you act
train
like
to
that
come
was
around.
easy. I always used to be like, I lost like 100 pounds.
Where?
Yeah,
Show me.
I'm glad you said it because
You
I was
know
about to.
this.
I was like,
I know this.
I did. I lost all my weight in college, and then it was a very hard struggle to do this. It really, really was. And I'm still I still hate myself all the time. And Mac sits with me on our podcast all the time, and all I do is just like hate on it. It's really,
how fun.
it is.
No,
it hurts.
no, but it's a serious thing. We did a cover story for GED magazine.
We did. I loved. Oh my god.
And we talked about body positivity because it means something for other people. For me, body positivity is just like, big, curvy, proud, but there's also another aspect of like skinny people feel like they're not muscular enough in West Hollywood. I look at somebody like you, I'm like, oh, God, what could he be going through?
But grass is always greener. And you know what I learned? You don't have to hook up with you. So I might not think
I do it 4 times a day. What are you talking about?
No, but like that. But like what I'm saying is, you don't have to find yourself attractive. I don't think I'm attractive. Other people do, and I roll with it. So you have to just be like, you have to stop trying to just impress yourself and start just like going with the flow. Stop beating yourself up about it because nobody likes what you always are your harshest critic.
It's easier said than done, though, too.
It is. But, you
But
have
to your
practice
point, some of the boys I've hooked up with, I'm like, never in my life ever would I think that would, whatever. But they love sense of humor.
I will say, LA pretty spoils you. Girl, you live in LA and you
Thank
get
you.
used to a certain standard, and then you go to your hometown and you're like, what do you see
Can't
people
relate.
you used to hook up with when you were younger, and you're like, oh my god, like it's insane. You're pretty spoiled in LA because like the best people in the world live here, and like it ups everyone's standards. Look at this table. We got some studs over here.
But the 3 of us couldn't be more different.
True. Beauty is.
We
in
should
the
do
eye
a
of the
dating
beholder.
game where somebody has to date all 3 of us. How funny would that be?
It would never work. I'm so jealous.
No, but
we are
there-
the 3 bachelors.
No, but not that we're bachelors, but like who gave the better date? And there would be categories: funniest, most personable, better sex, best movie. Not bros. Wouldn't that be funny though?
That'd be funny.
That would be funny. Maybe there's a YouTube video. I don't know.
sounds like a
a
lot of
YouTube
work.
series.
Yeah.
We'll do all the work. Since we're people of color, let's do the work for the white man. How fun! All right, we have to wrap up the show. Mac, tell everybody where you want them to find and follow you.
You can find me anywhere at MacDoesIt. That's MacDoesit. Where can people find you, Mike?
Find me everywhere at MikeMGTV. That's MikeMGTV.
And where can we listen to Messy Pod?
Messy Pod, MESSYPOD on YouTube. Messy Pod with Mac and Mike on Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever you can find a podcast, basically.
Yep.
And look at our graphic came up.
That's how we do here. Sorry, on the rocks. That's how we do.
That was made by our previous network that we do not want to talk about anymore.
Nope.
Thanks for bringing that energy in at the end of the show. I really appreciate it. Anyway, that's all, folks. It's always a grab bag of fun here and On the Rocks. You never know what's going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen. What an amazing episode, by the way.
Yeah, I told you.
Didn't know.
What a kiki.
Big thank you to our engineer, Tony Sweet, our social media clip editor, Alexis Mendez. Coming up, we have hottie American Idol's Michaela Gordon chatting about her new pod and getting engaged. Also, we have Real Housewives of Orange County, Bronwyn Wyndham Burke, talking about life after Bravo and sobriety. Ooh. Please like, share, subscribe so we can continue bringing the show to you for free. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay tipsy. Most importantly, stay sexy.
And you have been douched.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share. Until next week, stay fabulous.